Hey everybody! Hi. So I am here with a very, very special guest. I was like, am I pointing the right way on this new screen thing? It's like, am I doing that way, right? Anyway, so Shelly Cantrell is my special guest for today. Shelly, hello, welcome. We are so happy that you are here.
Thank you, Sophie. I'm so glad to be here.
Oh my gosh. So I'm just going to get up the comments going here. Anybody who's watching, let us know that you can see us. Let us know that you can hear us. I'm just going to check. Yes, we've got a little, yes, a like. So we have, yes. Great. So everybody, welcome to my Monday evening. I hope you've had a nice couple of weeks. Shelley, I haven't been on for a couple of weeks, so we're on now. And just a little bit of housekeeping before I dive in with my very, very, very special guest tonight. And you're really going to want to hear Shelley's just amazing journey and amazing transformation. But just a little bit of housekeeping. We have a Facebook Live. Write this down, everybody, on your calendars or your schedules or your phones or whatever it is, on the 9th this week, 7th, 8th, 9th, oh my gosh, on Wednesday, at 12 noon. We've put the little graphics up, and it's going to be with Dr. Alan Desmond, who is pretty phenomenal and amazing. Oh my gosh, Kelly is watching. She's saying, hi, Shelly.
Hey, Kelly.
You've got your support. You've got your team
Yes.
here. Team
Hey, tribe.
Yeah. Anyway, so for those of you who are watching, my lovely special guest, Miss Shelley, tonight has had a wonderful, well, would you call it a transformation? I'm not going to say in my words.
Oh,
What would you call it?
total transformation.
All right, so we've had a total transformation, and I don't actually even know where to begin. So I'm going to let you begin, Shelley, and I'm going to ask you, where were you 4 to 5 months ago? When I say where, not necessarily geographically, but how was it? You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Where were you in your mind, body, spirit, in your state of being?
Helpless, hopeless, overwhelmed, overstressed, and just plain over it all. I mean, so overwhelmed. I couldn't even really think straight at times. I felt just truly hopeless. And I know that's a strong word to use, but it was at times I was grasping for straws to find any level of hope that I would ever get my health and my wealth back. Because as you know, Sophie, I had gone through divorce, I'd gone through income loss, job loss, all manner of things. And I thought, okay, this is just it. Now, let me be clear. I was non-suicidally flailing. Okay. That's what my friend Sherry and I call it, because I was like, okay, no, she said, I mean, are you that bad? I said, no, I'm not that bad, but I'm telling you, I'm grasping at straws. And I said, I need my health and my wealth back. I know what it's like to have them, and I've lost them. And I had lost them for about 6 years. I've gone the last 6 years, really, having lost those things. So, yeah, I truly was helpless, felt hopeless, overwhelmed, overstressed, the whole gamut. And I knew some things
Okay,
to
Shelley,
do.
Daniela's up. Shelley, you've frozen for a little moment, so
Oh,
hopefully you're going to come back from freezing. I'm hoping Shelley's going to come back. There she is. You froze for a moment.
am I back? Okay.
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Okay. So, yeah, I really was helpless, hopeless, overly stressed, the whole gamut. And I knew some of the things to do, but I was having a hard time sticking to a plan. Even going into this new year, I was like, okay, this is my year. I'm getting my health and my wealth back. Shelly's getting her groove back. Okay, here we go. And 8 days into the new year, I had lost it again. And
Yeah.
so I did what any intelligent woman in the 21st century would do. I got on my phone and I started scrolling, just scrolling mindlessly. Help. What can I do? Any inspiration, anything. And all of a sudden, nothing was really working. So I pulled up my email thinking, okay, I'll just distract myself with email, right? Because that always helps. So I got in my email, and all of a sudden, this email popped up. Didn't even know who it was from. And it was asking me all these questions, to which I answered yes. I'm like, who is this? And how do they know me so well? Turns out it was an email from you, Sophie. And it said, schedule a breakthrough call. I'm like, I don't know what a breakthrough call is, but I think I need a breakthrough. So I'm just going to do it. And I scheduled thinking I was going to get on some recording and hear you talk about something. I don't know. I get on the phone and you're on there. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Yeah. I remember that call so well. I remember where I was standing on that call, because I remember, you just had this incredible, first off, I just love your accent. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And you know, your energy and your life, and it was just literally coming through the phone. But really what was coming through, Shelley, was, I mean, Shelley, you have such an incredible sense of humor, and the ladies that we got to know you on the program, and by the way, a lot of the ladies are watching who have done the Ignite program. We've got Nancy, we've got Daniela, we've got Kate. Yeah, Nancy is great. And so but you know, underneath that humor, because you have a wonderful talent for always looking at the bright side, the funny side, you've got this, you know, Shelley's an amazing writer, and so she can make everything just come alive on the page and funny. But what I heard, Shelley, was I heard the pain underneath, and I heard the struggle, and I heard that, as you said, that hopeless place, that desperate place. And so I am so happy that you know, we always say that things kind of line up, don't they? The sort of planets tend to line up, and there's something in your heart and your soul, obviously, as you were scrolling. Were you at work when you were scrolling through those emails? Don't tell anyone. Don't tell people.
Don't tell my employer, okay? But I was sitting, so what I do is I provide one-to-one care for people experiencing psychological challenges.
She's frozen again.
Oh, no.
I've got to just talk while she's talking. But
yeah,
Shelley will explain to you when she's unfrozen that she works really, really hard. She's going to unfreeze in a minute, but she works really hard, and she works through the night in... There she is. You froze. I'm talking for you, but you work, I got to, you work through the night. So you pick up where I left off.
Okay. Yeah, I could actually hear you. So,
okay.
Yeah. So I provide one-to-one care for people experiencing psychological challenges while they're receiving medical care. So I was actually in a patient room in the dark, okay, like one little sliver of light. And, you know, I've got my phone and I'm sitting there, you know, like, I've got to do something. Like, this is nuts. And I'm sitting in this dark room and I'm just depressed. I don't know. Like, you know, just literally like freaking out quietly because my patient is asleep. Do not tell my employer, please. Okay. Not supposed to be on the phone. But anyway, so, and there's Sophie's email. Yeah, I called. So whenever I found the email, yes. And then when I scheduled the call, I was actually sitting right through there in my kitchen at my kitchen table where everything happens.
Oh my gosh. So, Kelly, apparently you're not freezing. Apparently it's me just seeing you freezing.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You can hear me. Were you talking? And I just couldn't hear. Well, I'm just going to be quiet then when you're talking. So, so Shelley, at the time, tell us what physical shape you were in.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm just going to tell you, this still stings a little bit, so bear with me. I had gone to my doctor and found out I was obese, had never heard that word in my life applied to me. And that was really tough for me to hear. Found out that I had the high triglycerides, which gives you metabolic syndrome. Some of these things I can't even pronounce. Lipids, all kinds of words I didn't understand. But what I heard was, you are obese, you have high cholesterol, high triglycerides, you are pre-diabetic, you are on a path to strokes and heart attacks right now. And I was like, I mean, literally, I just froze. I'm like, me? No, not me. Not that I thought I was untouchable or anything like that. I just had never heard those words applied to me before. I'd always been in generally good health, you know, pretty active, loved to be outside, loved to hike, and just full of life and full of energy. And then, yeah, I knew about 6 years ago things changed. I went through some really hard times, and that affected me, though, more than I realized. And I think you'll remember, Sophie, and probably some of the ladies on the call here who were there. So in those early days of the program for me, and I admitted to not even looking at myself in the mirror. So I'm even saying that out loud kind of feels weird, because like, how do you not see yourself in the mirror? Don't you brush your teeth? Don't you Yeah, I do. But to look at myself in the mirror, I didn't. I could see a little bit, I could see in the peripheral, could see kind of myself in the mirror, but I never really looked at myself as I didn't like myself. I'd really just gotten to a really almost depressed kind of state, you know?
Yeah.
So it was really bad. Yeah.
It was bad. It was
Yeah, it
bad.
was bad.
Yeah. But you had something in you. You had this, what you actually had and have is that you had courage, because you had the courage to step up and go, I can't, there's something in me that can't. And for those of you watching, Shelley is this, absolutely, when you get to know her, she's this talented, incredible live wire she's a force of nature, isn't she, ladies? Anybody who's watching, I see some how young are you, Shelley? Maureen wanted to know how young you are. How young are you?
I'm 44 years young.
Okay, 44 years young. So there she is, this force of nature, super talented, funny, incredible writer, done all sorts of amazing things in her life. And she's 44 years young. And there you are, and you're being told by a medical professional that you are obese, that you are pre-diabetic, that you've got everything, and that you're heading towards, as you said, stroke, heart attack, everything else. So got the email, just came in, took a leap of faith, started working with us on the Ignite program. So tell me, or tell everybody, you don't tell me, but tell everybody, what was your experience? What made this experience different to maybe what you even thought it would be, or certainly different to anything that you've ever tried before?
Yes. I really believe the absolute key for me was mindset, but also the community. I had never had, and not just a group of women, but the group of women that you personally curated, Sophie, because I think you don't mind me saying, like, not just anyone gets into this program. It's got to be the right fit. It's got to be the right fit for the program and for the individual.
Totally.
And I'm so thankful, as helpless and hopeless and overstressed and everything that I was, that made me a perfect candidate. Yay.
Well, it's not a good fit for everybody. And that's why it is invitation only. And it's something that I know, if I see something in you that I'm like, yeah, this is going to work, then, anyway. So,
exactly. Yeah, absolutely. And it's not just you have to be like me to get in the program. There's lots of different women of all different shapes, sizes, backgrounds, things they come in with. For me, I knew I was obese and I needed to lose weight, but the weight wasn't the biggest thing for me. Yeah, I wanted to lose weight, but I knew when we got on that breakthrough call and the way you were speaking with me and finding out more about the program, I'm like, I have to do this. I can't even tell you exactly what it was that made me say yes. I just knew deep within myself I had to do this. But once I got into the program, it was the community and the mindset shifts that changed everything. I truly had never been around such and I think there's about 30 of us in there at the same time, never had I ever been with that many women who were all supportive, amazing, open-minded, ready, and committed. Every single woman is so committed in this program, and we all just walked through it together. That was everything. That was the game changer, and that coupled with my mindset, on fire, unstoppable.
So Shelley, talk a little bit about your physical journey through what happened. So you went from, as you said, obese and all those health markers, and Shelley works nights. She is working, that's about to change, I know that, but working very, very long hours, working nights. This is Shelley's morning right now. So you're working nights, you're unwell, you're feeling unwell, you're all of that is going on that you've just described. Will you describe a little bit about what kind of physically sort of the changes, the ups, and there was a bit of a down at first, right? and then because we got to be honest about this, making a change, a transformative change, which is what you've done over 4 months of your life, a massive transformative change. It's not necessarily easy. We you know, we're not going to sugarcoat that, no pun intended, but it's not. So will you describe your journey a little bit, just briefly?
Yes. Well, as you know, I started out obese, overweight, over everything. And as I started going through the program, the first 2 weeks, I'm not going to lie. Now, keep in mind, I live in the South. I live in South Carolina. I'm from here. And if you couldn't tell, really. But I was on a sad, sad diet. And not just a sad diet, but a fried diet. Down here, we fry everything. And I'm not going to lie, fried foods are my thing. It's not cake, it's not chocolate, it's fried foods. So to make that shift from a very, very sad and fried diet to the types of foods we eat on the program, which are whole food, plant-based, my body was like, what are you doing? And I'm not going to lie, I experienced headaches, all manner of detox. Now, keep in mind, there was a lot to detox. There was a lot to get out of there. But given what I went through at that time, yes, headaches and just, my skin was itching. I have very fair, as you can tell, skin and very sensitive skin. So it was tough there for a little bit. But I'm going to tell you, on the other side, it's so worth it. Oh my word. My body has literally changed shape. I feel like I'm getting the body I had back in my 20s, but it's not just a feeling. When I look at my numbers and look at myself in the mirror, because I do look at myself in the mirror now, just saying, I see that body. And it's like, I'm starting to look even better than I did in my 20s, And I know I still have some weight to lose, and I still have some growth to go. But I'll just share, I've got my numbers written down here because I wanted to be able to share them specifically. Is it okay if I share those now?
Please do. I'd love you to.
Okay. So on the program, I lost a total of 36 pounds. I lost a total of 28 inches. My waist just keeps doing like this. I'm not going to have a waist before long. I wonder what my doctor will say about that. Wait a minute, you need a waist, right? My total cholesterol went from 212 to 165. My LDL went from 133 to 86. My resting heart rate went from 78 to 67. And since the program, by the way, I've lost a little more weight and a little more inches. My resting heart rate is now down to 63. But on the program, it went down to 67. My hemoglobin went from pre-diabetic 5.7 to 5.4, and I went from I can't even hardly say this. I went from obese. Now I'm just overweight. And that is a huge win, and I'm on my way to a very, very healthy weight. And I did all of this on the program without stepping foot into a gym, and without even dieting or going on some crazy fad diet. I ate tons of really delicious food. And I mean, just, moved my body, rebounded, danced, got outside, tapped back into my passions, and just completely renewed myself from the inside out. I feel kind of the same, like I'm still kind of me, but I feel like a completely different person.
You're actually really you now, aren't you? Because before there was Shelly, that I heard Shelly, that this beautiful force of nature, funny, creative, incredible woman. I heard that, but I knew that it was just, you were literally weighted down. You were literally weighted down with the obviously the physical weight, but also the mindset and the mind trash, as we call it, and all of that stuff that was holding you back from really being able to be the woman who you can be, who you are. And it is just a joy for all of us. There's so many, you've got, I wish you could see the comments, because I'm looking at the comments, and everybody's like, Nancy has gone #baggy scrubs.
Right. My scrubs are baggy again.
Tell everybody about that, because that was
okay.
Wasn't it?
It was part of my journey. Okay. Oh my goodness. When I first started Ignite, I was wearing, it was like 1XX scrubs. I'm just going to be real with y'all, right? 1XX scrubs. And I don't know, it was like 3 or 4 weeks. Nancy can probably tell you better than I can. 3 or 4 weeks into the program, I'm at work, and of course, it's night, and I would carry my delicious foods in my backpack, right? Because I was on these long, like 12-hour shifts. So here I am walking through the hospital with my backpack, like I am committed, I am getting stronger, I am getting leaner, I am amazing, right? And just saying all these things in my head. Okay, this doctor saw me and he goes, "Hey, wait a minute." He goes, what have you been doing? I'm like, what do you mean? I thought he meant like something at work, you know what I'm saying? And he goes, no, what have you been doing? He said, you're getting thinner. You're like, you're changing. You're looking good. You're looking good. Don't get me wrong. And he goes, oh, you need new scrubs. I'm like, what? He said, your scrubs are baggy. I was like, oh, praise God, my scrubs are baggy. It was one of the best moments ever. If you can just imagine, like at 2 in the morning, walking through the hospital, you're tired, the whole thing, I'm going to my next patient, and my scrubs are baggy. I told the group, yeah, I wanted to go to the top of the hospital and just all over, hey, y'all, my scrubs are baggy.
Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And we're getting, Lee said you're very inspiring, just lovely. Another lady says, and you look stunning, which you do. You are glowing. And not only that, but I have to tell you that this is when, just before I spoke to Shelly said, I got up an hour ago, not because she's been lying in bed all day, because this is her morning. So if I looked like you and had that beautiful glow on my cheeks and was so with it an hour after I woke up, so you really are excited. Oh my gosh. And I just love that. And I love that all the way along, it was just continual compliments, wasn't it? One thing after another. And there were, there were dips and there were challenges and there were, because the thing is, and you ladies who are on tonight, who have done Ignite and, whatnot, and for you, Shelly, it's not going to be realistically, this isn't a quick fix magic. Oh, wow, nothing like that. This is about getting your health back, as you've done, Shelly. It just isn't a quick fix. Your body takes time to recalibrate. You read us what your numbers were prior. And so to get your body back to a state now where you are pretty much in many of those markers, you are either very near or getting into that optimally healthy range, is that takes a little bit. Actually, it takes a lot. And what it takes is, you have shown, as is the case with so many of you beautiful women, but absolute fiery commitment. You never stop. Those of you who, obviously who don't know Shelly, she said that she walked with a backpack with her foods, the foods that we eat in the program, on her back. She literally did. She couldn't you had nowhere to put them down, but she was determined. You were committed, and you were committed to that piece of you, that woman inside, because it's not about, as we all know in this program, it's not about being a certain shape or size or skinny or whatever it is. It's not about that. It's ultimately about being your optimal, beautiful, healthy self, so that you can go and be and do everything that you want to in your life. And then also, Shelly, as you said, 90% of this program is mindset for you, of actually taking yourself from all the beliefs that had crushed you because of what you've been through, and many of us go through, and then just shedding all of that as well. So talk a little bit about that, about the Shelly that's now like, oh my gosh, almost kind of the reborn Shelly who's ready to rock the world now.
Oh yeah, girl. I went from just completely flailing to thriving. I went from, as loving others more than myself to loving others as I love myself. I went from complete anxiety, really, totally anxious, totally depressed, to completely at peace. Just complete peace. Is it all perfect? No. No, as you talked about, it is work, it is commitment, but imperfectly, I did it. And imperfectly, I got my health back, and I tell you, it's even weird to think that it was only 3 or 4 months ago that I felt all these things that I've just shared with you all, right? And
No.
now, the transformation, and there's still transformation to go. I'm still transforming. But for that to happen in 3 to 4 months, it truly is a miracle to me. I count this whole thing as a miracle. And as you know, went from being totally my worst, absolute worst villain, okay, to being my greatest advocate. I didn't know I had lost that. I'm absolutely 100% my greatest advocate. And even if nobody else ever shows up for me ever again, I show up for me every single day, no matter what. No matter if people think I'm crazy. As you know, I'll be the conductor of the cray cray train, no problem if that's what it is. But every single day, every step of the way in this program, and from now on, I am committed. I'm 100% committed to my amazing self, my health, my brilliant future, and everything that comes with it, because I'm worth it. Are you worth it?
Oh, okay, everybody. I just want to, everybody, you just said, hi, Kathy's just come on, right? Araceli said, yes, you were so deeply inspiring to everybody. And you've done it. You have done the work. And you are I love that I'm hearing, as you know, that I'm hearing, I am committed. And I love that you
Yes.
said, one of the things that I love that you said, I am transforming.
Oh,
And
yes.
that, as you know, Shelley, that's how we roll. We're claiming it now. You're claiming it. That's what we do here. But it's just like, I am. I am, I am, I am. Kelly, if you're watching, I am that, right?
Yes, Kelly.
I am that. And that's ultimately what this is about. Because this, for all of you that's watching, it is so more about finding the spark of who, and some of us, that spark was stamped out when we were 10 years old, some of us when we were 20, some of us when we were 30, some of us when we were 50, but it's finding that which you are back again. And then the weight loss and the health is just there to kind of support that piece that now you get to show the world. So Shelley, I want to finish on this. What is your biggest strength and hope going forward?
This is me. I am me.
And that's all we need.
That's all it is. That's all that I lost myself. I truly lost myself. I couldn't even find myself. Wasn't even at times looking for myself, even in the mirror. But yeah, this is me. This is me. Hey y'all.
We love it.
That's my biggest win. It really is.
Yeah. And thank God this is you. It's
Mhm.
like the sort of the Michelangelo sculpture of like somebody wants to, create the beautiful
Right.
sculpture. And it's just like I just chipped away what didn't belong until the beautiful sculpture appeared. And this is you, and you have such a gift. So everyone who's watching, listen up carefully. Shelley is transforming, as you can see. This is, thank goodness that we get you now, and we get you showing up as your authentic self, and it's just beautiful. And thank you. I really want to thank you for coming on and sharing your journey, because it is different and it is inspiring. And you, from being in a hospital and having a doctor saying, you're obese and all these numbers and everything else, you could have gone any route on that. You could have gone, I'm going to take keto pills. Oh my God. Do you know what I mean? And like these women, Schmuck's tank, the keto pill. You could have done any one of those silly approaches that just don't deal with your health anyway, and don't get you. So this is you decided to do this, and now you are, and now we get to have Shelley, and we get to have you in the world as your future dream self, but it's your present dream self. Yeah, absolutely. Janet, thank you for that. Daniela Golignelli says, we love you, and we're so glad you're sharing you with us. That's another comment. You're getting all these lovely, lovely comments in, Shelley. Thank you, my love. Thank you for being you. Thank you for having the courage to show up as you Thank you for bringing your beautiful, authentic self. Thank you for taking a big step of courage and a leap of faith in investing in yourself and knowing that this was the right thing to do to change you. And I love you. That's all I can say. I love you so much. You've enriched my life in such a profound way. You've enriched everybody's lives in the group. Honestly, Shelley, in the Ignite group and now in the Glow Up, you enrich. That's what you do. You literally enrich people. So I want to thank you. And finally, if anybody wants to get to know you, because Shelley is an incredible writer, and watch out, everybody, because Shelley's we're going to be wanting, seriously, I'm not being funny here, we're going to want her autograph on her book. She is those of us in the group have discovered, right, Nancy, right, Daniela, anybody who was actually in the program where Shelley was in, your way of getting people and your observations are like, I wish I could write like you. I'm a writer, and I'm envious of the way you write, because it's so quick and it's so clever and it's so funny and it's so brilliant. So great things are happening in your life. So Kelly is coaching people, helping people with content creation for their blogs. She's out there. She's going to do great things in the world and is doing great things in the world. So if people want to find you, Shelley, and follow you and get to know you better, where can they find you? Everybody get your pen out and write this down right now.
Well, thank you for asking that. And I'm so choked up right now. Thank you. That's very sweet. And you can find me and follow me at herfrontporch.com, herfrontporch.com. And if you scroll to the bottom, just sign up for my newsletter and you'll know everything that's going on in my life, and probably more than you want to know.
And we do. We want to know everything.
Everything. Well, that's how to find out everything.
The things that Shelley shares are absolutely hilarious, and we get details. She doesn't hold back. We get details, and we love details. And so I'm going to repeat that one more time, because actually that's your email as well. It's so lovely. So it's herfrontporch.com. So go along, everybody, and make sure that you write that down right now and sign up for her newsletter, because this is somebody who you're going to want to hear from. You're going to want to be in her space. You are going to want to learn from her. And just, if nothing else, look, in this day and age where we are blasted with everything on the internet, right? And all this, marketing and this and that, the other, I want to tell you, my community anyway, that Shelley is a rare find. She's a rare jewel. And to connect with somebody on a heart level who brings nothing but her heart and her love and her authenticity in such a major way to the plate, to you, whoever you are, no matter what walk of life you come from, no matter what your health condition is, no matter what country you live in, you can be young, you can be old, you can be everything, any size, shape, anything. Kelly is there for you. I mean, Shelley is there for you. So any little words of wisdom, any little bit of something that you want to give to everybody before we say bye-bye for the evening.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you all for being here. It's been so great to be on. And I would just say, never, ever, ever give up on yourself. Even when you think there is nothing left, I promise you, there is one little thread. There is one little seed. Something is still there. Grab onto it and reach out to somebody who you trust, who you know will hold that little seed and take that little thread and help you weave a beautiful future. Do not give up.
Oh my gosh. And 2 ladies have already signed up for your newsletter.
Oh, good. I can't wait to meet you.
And they can't wait for your book to be published, by the way, and neither can I.
Yep.
So thank goodness you've got your health back. Thank goodness
Yes.
you are healthy, because we need you
Ugh.
around for a very, very long time. We need you around for decades to come, and we need you healthy, and we need you vibrant and sprouting those sprouts, and you know what I'm
Yes.
talking about, and all that good stuff. So, Shelley Cantrell, thank you for giving your very precious time before you start your day and go in and do your whole day. Thank you for coming and sharing yourself with us. This has been such a beautiful, inspirational 30 minutes that I've spent with you and all the ladies. Maureen said, thank you for inspiring me. I needed it. Oh, right. Somebody said here, if you eat words for breakfast, I'm already a fan of Shelley. So you're going to follow her.
Somebody's been on the front porch already. Somebody just went to the front porch. That's right.
We're all going to come and sit on that front porch. So lucky to have you. The world's lucky. And I'm so glad that you got ignited. So happy that you got ignited. You know, everybody have a wonderful rest of your week. And Shelley, love you.
Love you too, Sophie. Love you all. See you soon.
Okay, bye.